I just received some really bad news. It was posted on the Antique Radio Forum. You can see right there it says Gene Kid, Gino's Tubes, has passed away. For those of you who watch my videos, you know that I always bought my tubes from Gino out in Amarillo. And he had some health issues. He was a dialysis patient. It was a hereditary thing. He once told me that, you know, he always expected it. It happened to, apparently, his father and his grandfather and his uncle or whatever. It was one of those things that it could not be avoided. So when it hit, he was ready for it, but you know, he didn't like it. But anyway, he became a dialysis patient, and recently he broke his hip bone. And I guess he slipped and fell, broke a hip bone, and he went in the hospital. And just a couple of days, about 3 or 4 days ago, I wrote him and told him, you know, I was kidding with him. I said, you know, fine fellow you are, breaking a bone without first letting your tube customers know about it, you know. Anyway, he wrote back and he said, yeah, it hurts, John. He said, it hurts, and he said, it's pretty painful, but, you know, I should be back on, you know, on my feet doing well in a few weeks. So he said, I'm doing, you know, fairly good under the circumstances. Well, suddenly we get this message, and it says, this is Gene's wife, Carolyn. Let me go ahead and zoom in here. He said, this is Gene's wife, Carolyn. I'm so sorry to say that Gene passed away this afternoon. This thing is dated the 24th, which would be Tuesday, December. His hip was doing much better, but then other things started going wrong. I assume and they sent him off to rehab. I don't know. It's probably had a lot to do with that dialysis situation he had. She said it would seem better and then worse again until finally this afternoon his poor old body just couldn't take any more. And he passed away. So those of you who may have placed an order in with Gino for tubes, I don't know, or we're getting ready to do so, he's no longer with us, folks. Incidentally, he and his wife are married 33 years. And she says, I'm just so sad. Guys, I have to show you this. I just have to. I have no choice. I went down to the Salvation Army this morning on the way to work. I left a little early, stopped by Salvation Army to see if they had anything. They didn't have anything in the way of electronics that attracted my eye, but they did have this. And it was just sitting on a shelf over there with the cassette tapes. And I didn't see it at first because it was on the shelf like this. And it was just looked like, you know, a whole bunch of crap was piled on top of it and everything. And I said, finally it caught my eye, Perry Como. I said, what the heck is that, you know? So I took it down off the shelf and I turned it around and I said, wow, check this out. I said, I wonder what it is, you know? So I went ahead and opened it. It says it's Yesterday and Today, a celebration in song. I don't know if I can get that camera to focus here. Come on, camera. There we go. A celebration in song. I said, how about that? That's really neat. There's old Perry Como sitting in an old car. For those of you young folks who don't know who Perry Como was a crooner, what used to be called a crooner. You know, he was back in the days of Bing Crosby and Tony Bennett and a whole bunch of other people like that. Sang, you know, slow, kind of draggy songs that, you know, would not fit in today. But I'll tell you what, he was very popular. This guy started out as a barber. He cutting hair. He became multi-millionaire, very famous later on in years. And I have a lot of his songs. I opened it up, and there was a book in here, and it told all about Perry Como's life, family events, all sorts of things. And I said, well, now that's pretty neat there. Look at that, page after page of his story, from beginning to end. That in itself, to me, is worth quite a bit of money. Kind of neat. He was quite a fella, really. When I was younger, you know, I was into rock and roll. My parents were still listening to Perry Como on the radio and on TV. There was a TV show called The Perry Como Show. And I used to say, ooh, I listen to that crap, you know. Well, now here I am years later. I listen to it all the time. He's great. He really was Great. Unfortunately, the younger kids like me didn't pay much attention to him. And in there were 3 tapes, 3 cassette tapes. Is that slick? I don't know if they've ever been played. I don't know. They look unused to me. It was like somebody bought them for someone else and they never got used. Perry Como was quite a guy. This was him in his really younger years here. Pretty good fella. Anyway, I said, I got to find out how much they want for this. Remember, this was at the Salvation Army, so I went up to the counter. I had a couple of coax cables I bought also. And I took up there with me, and I said, there's no price on this thing. And I opened the box, and I showed her what was inside, the lady at the counter. And I said, there's 3 tapes plus this. And I said, this is it, no price. How much you want for it? And she said, I'll tell you what. Give me $1. I have here a Marty Robbins tape. Some of you who might decide to buy some 8-track tapes and maybe a player. You buy a player, you take a tape you bought off eBay maybe, and you stick it in the player, and this is what you get.
The nights are cool and I'm a fool. Each star's a pool of water.
Sort of drags, you hear it? Well, what's happening here is the tape is been sitting around for so long, and it's not been played, that the tape is sort of partially stuck to each other. You know, each layer is partially stuck to the other. Now this one's been rebuilt and everything, refurbished. So what you have to do is kind of tolerate it until you can get it through there, unless you have a player that has a fast forward. If you have a fast forward, you can go ahead and fast forward it. So it'll take time, but once it makes its way all the way through one loop, it'll be okay. Well, it's about 11 o'clock at night. It took me a little longer to get home tonight. Wifey wanted me to stop by and pick up some pie filling at Walmart's, and I'll tell you what, even at 10:30 at night, that place was pretty busy just before Christmas here. I just get home, and there's a box waiting for me. And this box is from old Radio Al. I have no idea what's in it. I didn't even know it was coming. This is going to be a big surprise. Let's open it up. I'm tired as I am. My curiosity is killing me.
With his hand on my shoulder,
All right.
I know I'll reach my...
See what happens once it makes its way all the way around once all the tape is loosened up and it doesn't stick anymore. So just because the tape drags, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with your player. It means there's most likely, if you haven't opened up the tape and you haven't done anything with it, it's just going to be the tape stuck. And there's a letter on top. Kind of tickles me. I'll read it to you. Al says, this package may come as a surprise, my friend. Let me explain. I've been struggling, as you know, over the size and disposition of my collection. I've already started taking a few baby steps and thinning it out a bit, while at the same time, I take a step in upgrading a set here and there, the 66B and the 80C, for example. At this point, I simply have too many sets to work on. I have enough to keep me busy for the next 6 years, until my planned retirement. I want to share the wealth and burden a bit with you, my good buddy. This set almost perfectly fits the bill. I know it will be a bit of a repeat for you. You've already done a similar set for that. I apologize. Other than that, it will hopefully provide you with some entertainment. It's technically a 1930s set. Having come out in June of 1939, it is going to require pretty much a complete restoration, which is pretty much the typical John project. Yeah, it's true. I have to buy cheap ones. It's the only ones I can afford. Whether you choose to do it on or off camera or at all, I hope you will get some enjoyment out of it and take it in the spirit in which I intend it, as a token of friendship, for your encouragement, for providing so many of us with so many hours of entertainment and great instruction. Also for giving us a look at your family and how well you all live life. You have a very nice family, and I'm sure you know. Happy holidays to you and your family, John. Regards, Al, your buddy. P.S. I know how you are about repaying what you see as debts. Don't be a butthead about this. You're doing me a favor if you take this on. Oh, man. What am I going to do with this guy? You know, if this guy wasn't so big and powerful looking, I'd go up there and kick some butt. You know? I wouldn't be a butthead, but he's just too big and strong. You know, he only lives just a little north of the Missouri border. I'm going to have to get my poodle, Mac, and then tell Mac, you can take those 2 little teeth you got left and go up there and just nibble on his ankle. Oh, man, I don't know what to think about this. Sing a song of song. Sing it out. Sing it strong. Sing, yeah. Yeah, baby. I'll tell you what. I can't get enough of this 8-track tape business. I had plumb forgotten how good they are. I don't care what anybody says. They got great sound. I've even quieted down my my player a little bit, a little oil. Any noise you hear in there right now is coming from the cassette cartridge itself, which of course is part of it. If you don't have an 8-track tape player, get one. You'll never regret it. Of course, you'll need a repair kit, things like that, you know, to make sure they're in good shape. So I just can't get enough of them. And every time I do a video now, it seems like all I want to do is, you know, add, a few segments concerning the 8-tracks. I hope you all don't mind. I sure like it. That sounds great. And I don't even have it hardly up. Sing it out. Sing it strong. Yeah. 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 Well, there it is. It's a Philco 40-150. And Al says it's from 1939. You know, you got to give Al credit for one thing. When he selects a radio, the normal person looks at this and says, "Oh my God, you know that thing's a mess. That look at the finish on that. It's all messed up. It's all burgered." But I'll tell you what, the trained eye, if that's what I have, we look at this thing a whole lot different. You know, we don't look at the little bit of the finish blemishes and problems like that, and we don't look at the torn speaker cloth and things like that. We look at the grill work. See, now this grill work is almost 100% intact. There's a little problem right here behind this screw. Piece of cake to fix. A couple of small cracks here that we can fill in. Almost in perfect condition. The dial escutcheon is metal. And it appears to be metal. Anyway, it's in perfect condition. Just needs a little paint, see? And the dial glass is in good shape. Those are the things we look at. All the knobs are there. That's what you look at when you get a radio. You size it up. What's all there? Now these buttons don't matter. See, even though they work. How about that? How about that? New buttons can be purchased, and in the box was a bag of new buttons that Al had purchased in anticipation of rebuilding this radio. So I'll be putting those in. I'll tell you what, when he said I rebuilt a radio similar to this, he's right. I did a 41-255 a number of years ago. Boy, that thing, it was a lot of work, but man, did I learn many things. Yeah, there we go. How's that, great grandma? Good music? Huh? Can't hear you. You don't like it? She's in a grouchy mood too.
No wonder.
See, that's what I have to put up with on a daily basis. Hear that? Go ahead. Go ahead, gripe. Go ahead. I am not. What'd you say?
I said you're a butthole all day.
Oh, okay, I'll turn it up. No problem. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Grandma wants me to stop so she can dance along the highway. Isn't that right? How about wifey? You like that, wifey?
No.
Good stuff. Yeah, baby.
No.
Disco Inferno. Christmas Day. You bet. All right, here we go. It's Christmas time with the John family up in northern Rogers, Arkansas. Very nice tree, very nice fireplace. Everything. What we got here? What we got here? Okay, here we go.
This is going to go right there.
Now this is from your husband, right?
This is the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah, that's cool. It's going to go where? Where are you going to put it?
I'm going to put it right up there.
It's going to block the vents.
We don't do the fireplace.
Oh, you don't use the fireplace that much?
2 or 3 times a year, so when it comes time for fire, we just take it down
Yeah.
and see what you think it's going to look like.
Well, that's cool. I like that.
Oh, that looks great, John. That looks really awesome.
Yes, that is
Yes,
cool.
that's very much what I wanted.
What do y'all think?
That's cool. Did you have that handmade?
I made it myself.
Yeah, right.
It's just me and my pocket knife and a tree to cut down.
Sure you did. The man is crafty. This is his favorite gift of all. Show us what it is, John. It is a, no, it's not that. It's this. It is a black washer. It goes to his 19...
Kind of clink here.
Yeah, it kind of
Oh, Hogan, why you give me a black washer?
It goes to his 1927 Atwater Kent tuning knob, fine tune knob. Cool stuff, huh? Reproduction. Hey, Grandma. You got a headache? Look at the pretty jewelry Grandma's got. Wow, look at that. Got some nice earrings there to match. Yep.
They didn't go there.
Well, everything went pretty good today. We had a really good time. What are we going to do tomorrow, John?
Double feature movie.
Double feature movie.
Feature.
That's right. We're going to go see what?
47 Ronin and Catching Fire.
47 Ronin and the second movie to the Hunger Games. Huh. All right. Cool stuff. Yes, we are, honey. And there we go, my son with his new LED gloves. Give us some dancing, boy. Yeah, all right. His LED gloves and his LED hat. Well, we just got back from our trip up to Northwest Arkansas. Christmas is over. It's not New Year's yet. In fact, today is the 27th. And there was a package waiting for me. This time from my buddy Nathan up in Ohio. Our old buddy Nathan. And in that package